Hello and good morning to all of you out there in the world. My name is Hans. I am the creator of Farm Simulator Network, and I am here to show you today a bit of what FSN is all about. Now, some of you probably haven't heard of FSN, and so I'm going to take a real quick minute here to tell you what we're about. We are a multiplayer, multi-server community based on the FS19 game that helps bring players together across multiple servers and economically invest in their companies over a persistent period of time. We run on 3-day seasons, nonstop, and have been going for nearly 50 game years now since our inception with one server. Along with this, we have over 10,000 farmers participating on a daily basis, doing everything from farming to trading to manufacturing to mining to working their virtual logistics companies. Whoa, hold on. Did he just say mining, trucking, trading? Yes, I did. That is why we have a website. It advances our experience that's possible in game and brings a whole lot of features that aren't possible in game, while still allowing you to grow that in game company. Whether you want to be a trader, a trucker, a customs agent, or a farmer, all of the options are available to you and more. Also, want to give a very quick and humble shout out. We have recently been accepted into the Giant Software Partner Program. We are the only multiplayer community to achieve this, and we have had a near year-long partnership now with Nitrado. They have some excellent servers, and I highly recommend them. Now, without all that out of the way, I would like to go ahead and talk about our community. We formed in May of 2019, and we've grown from just a handful of farmers on one server to 150 from over 78 countries. It's a great experience. We have servers all over the world, and we would love for you to join us. Today, we're just going to be going through a bit of what FSN is about and just kind of briefly walking you through the website so that you can get an idea of what's here. We won't be going into a lot of specifics. We'll just be kind of broad brushing everything that's available. In later videos, I will be doing specific tutorials on how things work for new and existing members, as well as doing regular uptake videos on what has changed in the last weeks or months with FSN. Depending on how much these videos are liked, I will try to do them as consistently as possible around my development schedule. And with that, let's go ahead and start our journey in FSN. Okay, so once you've made your way into FSN, you will come across this screen here. You'll apologize for the snow. It is the holiday season. That snow will disappear come springtime here, and it will pause as I move my mouse off the screen, so keep that in mind. But when you log in, this is the screen you will see. It's your home page. It has your farm name and farm information up top along with your accounts. Trust me, I'm not that rich in-game or out of game. That's just my testing account. It also shows the current year and season up in the top there. You can see we are on year 49 in midsummer. On the left-hand side, we see our level and our XP. FSN levels are used to acquire level rewards, so the more you play FSN, the more free rewards you can acquire. Along with those rewards, just for logging into the website every day, there's a daily reward every single day of the month. So make sure that once you do join, you are logging in once a day, even if you only got 10 minutes of time, just so you can get that free gift every day. As you'll see below that, we are on alpha version 0.6, so not quite to beta yet. Hoping to get there this summer, but we will take whatever time needed to make sure that we have a product that's good enough for everyone that plays. Below that, we have our mod download area. We do use Dropbox. It gives a nice, easy, cohesive source to get all of our stuff from. We do have a whole group of maps that we have customized to fit the FSN standards with equalized acreage pricing, equalized crop pricing, 15 new crop types, 2 new animal types, and a whole heap of other features that you're really not going to find anywhere else. Aside from that, you can see the change log. I'm posting in there every darn day about what changes in FSN. I am usually found 7 days a week doing some form of work or other on FSN, and that change log is your key to finding out what's going on at all times. The calendar is used to post all of the events that we have going on, which is generally quite a bit in FSN. We have everything from fishing tournaments to farming tournaments to our Tough Cluckers competition and more. Below that, you see some notifications here from my testing account. You'll see that I haven't checked the change log that I made in 16 changes now, probably about 24 hours worth there. There's one agreement that needs attention, and I have an insurance quote number 590. So any pertinent information will show up here in your alerts so you know what's going on with your account. If we head over to this column, it's just got some banner items that show you some different areas of the site. There's a running joke, and I'm going to say it now. This is called the wiki, and ever since I missaid it once, I've been laughed at for it, so now I run with it. I call this the wiki. You might call it the wiki, but I call it the wiki. And if you've been around long enough in FSN and in our Discord, you will see that phrase commonly used, wiki. So, with that said, it's a great resource. There's a lot of data there. We have a staff of, I think, half a dozen guys now maintaining that to make sure that we have the most up-to-date information possible. I'm always making them pull their hair out by adding new things or changing things up, but I love them. So, below that, we have our donations. We are completely donation driven. There is absolutely no requirement to ever give a penny to FSN. We will humbly accept anything that anyone is willing to give, and we do have some great benefits for giving. However, it is not a requirement to join, play, or maintain or grow yourself in FSN, but it is what keeps the lights on. So a big shout out right now to everyone who does support keeping us going and growing. Over to the right, we have a little fun feature called the FSN swear jar. If you get caught cussing in the chat, whether it's in voice or in text chat, we do have a little thing where everybody just says swear jar and you pay into it. As you can see, we've had one or two swears in the time of FSN. This actually was emptied out a few months ago, so it's kind of gotten its way back up, and we probably will be doing a giveaway soon. In fact, I might even do something with this video. Let's do that. I'm going to say anybody that is in FSN or joins FSN that watches, likes, subscribes, and comments on this video will be eligible for a drawing to win the swear jar. I will do the drawing in approximately 2 weeks. To the right of that, we have the Donator Club raffle. This is one of the special perks for being a person who decides to be a regular donator. It gives you a chance to win some prizes in the virtual world and some real life swag items for choosing to be a supporter of the project. To the right of that is our support ticket system. We are the only multiplayer community in FS, to my knowledge, that has any kind of a support ticket system. It's well made and works well to get the issues to our several departments. We have handled somewhere in the neighborhood of 30,000 support tickets so far, and that is in a period of about 12 months of that system existing. So it's a great system. It works well to help us optimize our workload, make sure we get your guys' issues taken care of, and the like. So if you ever don't know something and you can't find an answer in the wiki, if you can't get it answered in questions channel, a support ticket is a great way to get the information you need or solve the problem that you have. Now we have a bunch of menus here. I'm just going to briefly touch on them. Myself is basically everything to do with you. You have a My Business category. This will show you your farm information, places to sell your crops, places to get insurance, and things like that. My Perks. This is where all your fun stuff is stored, whether it's your daily login rewards, your level rewards, your prize boxes, super chests, everything like that. What the heck's a prize box? What the heck's a super chest? They're just fun ways to give you guys some virtual items, whether they're collectibles, some game bucks, etc., etc. We'll go ahead and click that so you guys can see. Now, if you look here, you'll see the My Perks page. We have the golden bales, prize boxes, meta boxes, super chests, caddy cases, chaos eggs, chaos grenades, squirrel bucks, research tokens, just a whole lot of stuff that you can acquire in FSN. And again, I don't actually have this many. These are just for testing purposes. Your daily login rewards are here, as well as your level rewards. You can just click those buttons. And as you see, I haven't redeemed mine, but I have logged in. The 19 days of this month so far, and so I have qualified for all of those 19 gifts. So, again, a great reason to log in every day, if for nothing else than to grab your gift for the day. The next tab that we're going to talk about is the NPC purchase equipment area. This is designed for two reasons. It could be farmers not on their home map, or it could be contractors. This is a way to purchase equipment through the website and have it delivered if you're a contractor or if you're a farmer not on your home map. Now, what is a home map? A home map is where you live. When you become a farm manager in FSN after 7 or 30 days, respectively, and passing your FM quiz, you are able to have a slot on a server. Okay, there are 6 farms allowed per server. And anyone that's beyond those 6 farms, or anyone that already has a slot on another server, is in a contractor farm, which is the 7th farm. And in that farm, people can still hold land, still own equipment, etc. This allows people to hold farms across multiple servers so that we can have an experience that spans as many servers as someone wants to be on. Below that, we have equipment transfers. This is for moving equipment between servers. And we also have the ability under My Equipment to move your equipment into your virtual garage on the website. So if you have something that you don't use for a game year, it's a great way to ease the server load. Next below is My Profile. I'll give you a quick peek of that. Okay, this is the profile page. We have our profile image here. Staff do have some tags here, whether it's staff, developer. If you're in the donator club, you'll have this banner. Prestige here is something that you can pay into when you get to be a bigger farmer. It's a way to kind of grow your reputation as a farm. It has your name. We have special titles here that you can earn, so you can put those there. We have karma items that you can earn. We have collectibles, achievements, trophies, statistics, and even hunting and fishing information. There's a common area, a collectibles area, and a gallery. So it's just kind of a general profile, tells a bit about you and what you got going on in your FSN world. It's a great way to keep in touch with yourself and other farmers and your progress. Next thing down is the Education Center. This is not active yet, but will be in the near future. This is a feature to help people learn different mechanisms within FSN. It will include links to tutorial videos, wiki guides, etc. Inventory is your inventory. All of your special items that you can acquire will be listed here, whether they're vouchers, prize packs, prize boxes, etc. This is where you can find those. The next is the interactions menu. Okay, search is used to find a player or company. The auction house is a great feature. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay, so this is the auction house here. And as you can see, there are a lot of auctions going on at FSN all the time. So I'm just going to briefly scroll down and let you see a few of those. So as you can see, I've only scrolled about a third of the list, and these are all auctions that are currently ongoing. We have 150 servers. Every server is on its own auction pool and has an equal chance of coming up every week. And so generally you'll see 1, maybe 2 parcels per real life week come up for sale. This is the way that we mitigate people from growing too fast or people from monopolizing a map. There's a combination of the limited auctions per week, as well as you see here, these tags, local farmers only. This means only farmers that live on server 148 can bid on this auction. The one below it, under 1 million land nav. This means that only players who have under 1 million in total land currently can bid on this. This is a way that we allow small farmers to still grow and get optimal land against the bigger farmers who have been established longer. We have farms that have been here one day, farms that are getting created today, and farms that have been here for almost the 2 years that FSN has existed, all harmoniously existing to a degree. Now, in addition to land auctions, there are also player land auctions, equipment auctions, brokerage auctions, and in the future, there will be meta equipment and meta land auctions. Don't worry about those right now. We'll talk about the meta in a minute and what that means in FSN. For now, equipment auctions is for any used equipment that players have and want to sell without having to sell back to NPC. We also do have another unique feature that's not found anywhere else. You can either sell this on equipment auction or you can can trade it into one of our about 20 player dealerships, which I'll show you that list in a minute here. And those dealerships can actually take your trade in, sell you some new equipment, etc. We have player land. This is when any land is owned by a player and they wish to sell it off. It will be found in this auction area. And then below here, if you have either to sell, they will be there. It looks like the contract center is the next item in our list, so we're going to visit that real quick. So as you can see here, just like the auction center, there are a lot of contracts always available in FSN. Let's just take a slow scroll through. We can see some of the contracts that are available. There's horse riding, plowing, harvesting, transporting of crop, solid fertilizing. We do have these nice indicators to show you that something is a DLC server. You can see your pay rate, whether it's one time or hourly, details, how to do it, what map it's on. All this information is readily available to you, and it's a great system for finding work and giving work. So, as you can see, lots of work available at any given time in the FSN world. This is actually only player contracts, and you can actually look beyond this and see NPC contracts as well. There are always NPC contracts for weather forecasts and doing work for the FSN farm. A few minutes ago, I told you about a player ran dealerships. Here's a small list of some of the dealerships that are available to you in FSN, ran by your fellow players. We have a nice search feature here to look through new or used, what brand you're looking for and what categories. It'll bring you up nice listings of those. So let's just we'll see what's available for John Deere tractors new on the market currently. And this is all from players. These are all from player dealerships. So as you see, Rogue River Machinery has a couple available. Let's go ahead and look at some other brands. How about Big Bud? Big Bud was recently introduced in a mod, so let's take that and look. Okay, so here we go. Here are some options for Big Bud equipment. We have a pretty cheap one there from Shady's Farm Equipment for $295,000. Looks like new with 0 work hours. You can see here. We'll see if we can find a used one too. I don't see a. We might not have many used ones because they just came out about a month ago. So it looks like no used ones currently available, but as you can see, it's a great tool to quickly find stuff, and you can see some dealers have some crazy deals going on. Right there, Hanselick and Sons, 620,000 on a Big Bud 747, so quite a hefty discount there. Definitely cutting their margins down, but trying to be aggressive with their pricing, and that's the idea of things here is that it's a player-ran economy, and so these players can compete with each other and cut into their profit margins to try to get some new customers. So a great fun area. It's a great area to pick up equipment. As you can see here, you can pick what server you want it delivered to, whether you want GPS or not. Purchase it, and it will get delivered to server for you. Okay, looking back at our interactions menu here, below we have land leasing. I'm not going to go through all these areas. I don't want the video to last 5 hours. However, we do have some other unique areas here. Land leasing is the area where player real estate brokers can lease land to players. They also can lease land on behalf of other farmers who own land that they're not able to work or not wanting to work one year. So this is the area you go if you're a farmer that wants to work some extra land, is waiting for it to come up on auction, but maybe it hasn't yet, but you find out that there are some pieces of land available on your server for leasing. This is where you go for that. The investment center is another great feature in FSN. This is where you can go and invest in bonds, stocks, and other financial items to help long-term invest in your operations. Below that is the logistics button. This is one of the meta features. The meta is essentially the web side of the game. These are things that are ran all through the website and have nothing to do with the in-game content. It's all been generated by myself and the FSN team, and it has to do with kind of just expanding what you can do with your company. In the meta, you can do a virtual trucking company. You can do a virtual farm. You can run a virtual factory. You can be a virtual virtual goods trader and trade goods between farmers and manufacturers. The possibilities in Meta are really already pretty limitless and only going to get more so as we go into the future. I don't want to delve into that. I think that's a video in itself, or probably multiple videos, but that is what the logistics area is for. Same with Meta properties. This is for any virtual property you own, and that is property that is tied through the website that doesn't exist inside the game world. The competition center is a fun area that we have. As I said, we're always doing events in FSN, and in the competition center, you can see what's going on, what the prizes are, who the latest winners are, and more things like that. Below that, we have our permit center. As FSN does use realism as one of its 6 principles, we do believe in trying to make things realistic, balanced, fun, and so permits are a part of that experience. Whether you're owning animals, running herbicide, or things like that, there are various permits required. The gaming center is an absolute just fun area to just let go, spend a little bit of your pixel money, and have fun. Whether it's doing some roulette, whether it's doing a fishing trip, there's all kinds of fun stuff there to participate in, and I highly encourage everyone to at least give it a try once or twice. The next tab I'm going to talk about is the Finance tab. As you can see here, this has all to do with your finances. There's the accounting area, which will show you a brief summary of your finances, your money in and out, your liabilities, your net worth, and things like that. Funds transfer is used to move funds between servers or from server to the website. Banking is, you guessed it, banking. We have a assortment of about 20 player banks right now. They do savings accounts, loans, all that kind of stuff, and there's only more features coming with it. So you can actually put your money into savings, gain a little money there, get a loan from a bank officer, etc. Below that is our checkbook. You guessed it, it's a checkbook. It's how you can write a check to another farm or contractor in FSN. Below that is invoices for those situations in which a checkbook isn't quite formal enough. Maybe you did some work for someone and you need to invoice them. Maybe somebody owes you for some trees that you cut off their land or they cut off your land. This is what you would use to invoice them and have a paper trail on it. And then your ledger, which shows all of your transactions. Now I'm going to briefly stop from the menus here and go up above, and as you see here, it shows my username and user ID. It shows the account that I'm on, or the company name, which is Reindeer Testing, which is my testing account. This is your web money and your meta money. Now what's the difference between web and meta money? Why are there two? I will go into a very brief explanation. Web money is money that can be sent in-game immediately or used for in-game assets. Meta money is website money that can only be used for website items. Well, why are there two? Pretty simple and yet pretty complex. So we'll go with the simple definition and I will answer the complexities of that later. So the simple explanation is that in the meta world, the one that I didn't talk much about but exists here, you can build a company that could be worth several millions or possibly even $1 billion. Okay. It's a limitless world, so you can really continue to grow your company. In game, it's just not possible to grow your company in that fashion or at that pace. And so I have to have a way to limit how much money you can take from the website and bring in game. And so based on how big your farm is in game dictates how much of that meta money you can move over to your web money and therefore bring into your farm in a year. The bigger your farm is, the more you can pull out. This makes it so that a small farmer can't come in with one field but have a huge meta company move in millions of dollars and outbid huge farmers on pieces of land, because that's just not very realistic. So that's why that feature is there. That's why there are two different types. I will go into more explanations later, but that's a brief answer for you because I know there will probably be questions about there being two types of money. The next tab is our data tab here, and you guessed it, it's all about data. So we have ranking, which shows some top 10s in a lot of areas. This will be getting updated with more categories as well as showing your place, not just in the top 10, but where you rank overall out of the 10,000 registered users in FSN. Server farms, this takes you to a page with all of our servers and lists the farms that are on those servers, as well as the global market location for those farms, which is now aptly named the Resource Exchange. This is tying the game world into the meta world, and every map in the game has a real world counterpart location. It may be in Madrid, Spain. It may be in Houston, Texas. But your map will be tied to a real world location, and that will be shown here because if you decide to not sell your crops on map and you want to export them into this virtual world, you can do that and they will show up in that city. Below that is our sponsors list. Always appreciative of those keeping the lights on. Our sponsors are people who have gone beyond just doing a one-time donation and have decided to do a recurring donation, whether that's maintaining a server and helping keeping the lights on for a server in FSN, running a player business, or sponsoring the website with a sponsor level. So a big shout out to all those sponsors, and we do appreciate them. Below that is the land deeds page. Here you can see the over 10,000 different land deeds for the in-game land alone. There are over 10,000 parcels of just in-game land on FSN. You can view them all here, see who owns them, see if they're available to lease, etc. Below is economic data. This hasn't actually been yet released to the player base. This is a future feature coming. Your guys are going to get some sneak peeks in my videos because I'm on my administrative account when I do these videos. And so we will see some things that isn't quite there yet. Economic data is one of them, so I'm not going to go into that. Forecast data is exactly what it says. You want to see what the weather is on your server, go here. You'll have a report generated from a player in the last day or two that will show what the forecast is currently and upcoming from your server. It's a great way to check in to see if harvest is going to be ready or if you're going to be rained out if you can't get in the game yourself. The wiki link here links to the wiki, and it has a compendium of information. I highly recommend that once you join FSN, or even if you're just looking at FSN, give it a look, give it 5 looks. It will help you. Below that is the support button. Like I said, this also correlates to that button from the home page. If you can't find the help you need, can't get your question answered, or have some kind of problem, use that support button. We have a great tier 1 staff who answers the tickets in general within a few hours of them coming in. Most companies it takes like 72 hours for a single response. We say 24 to 72 here, but in general, at the first level, you'll get your first reply within a few hours, and then depending on what department it gets to, 24 to 72 hours to get you finished and taken care of after they've initially sorted you and got the information we need. Market. This is the next area in FSN, and the Bales Barn and Beyond is an area where you can spend your golden bales, whether it's voting a mod. So we take the top voted mods, we put those into testing. If they pass testing, they come into FSN. So it's a great way for you, the players, to speak to us, the developers, and say, we want to see this mod in the game. We love this mod, we want to see it in. That's what that is for, as well as some other fun things you can get, like your website background. You want a different website background? There's dozens available. You can pick one up with some bales and swap out your website background. So this is the Bales Barns and Beyond shop. We can see here there are several categories: new arrivals, collectibles, mod voting, farmer swag, server stuff, site perks, backgrounds, espionage, and saves. Now some of these features aren't fully fleshed out yet. As with everything, we are an alpha product and in development, but this is where you can go to find those things. So as you see here, you can use your bales to get things like horse vouchers, meta boxes, a profile gallery, an on-demand audit, marketing bots, profile collectible case. Just tons of stuff that you can get for your FX experience using nothing but bales. Below that, we have the reward shop. This is an area for people who have donated. You earn a thing called our Squirrel Bucks, okay? And these Squirrel Bucks can be redeemed for various virtual items, and occasionally there are real life swag items that pop up in there. And so you can redeem those and get it mailed to you. Below that is our player market. This is where players can sell any item that they have in their inventory. Okay, so this is different than like the auction for equipment. This is for like collectibles, vouchers, backgrounds, meta boxes, things like that. Below that is the resource exchange. I will show you a quick peek at this. So the resource exchange is the global market of raw goods, okay? As I said, we have nearly 1,200 unique locations with over 75 different raw products across 179 countries, I believe. So it's a great way to just get involved in the virtual world. Right now, I've brought up the price of wheat in Australia, and as you can see, it shows the cities that are available in Australia, wheat, and what it's currently averaging for a buy/sell order. So as you can see, wheat has dipped down in Adelaide. However, in Perth, it is up at 526, which is a very commendable market price. So that's what this is about. And if you click on a city here, you'll have the ability to create warehouses and do a whole lot of other things. I don't want to go into this now because this truly needs to be a video on its own. But just know this is if you decide to send your crops out of game, you can trade them on this market, or you can just trade on this market without ever sending crops here. The next thing is the global market. This is the newest released market. And this area is all about everything to do with the meta. Again, I don't want to go too much into it, but I'm going to just show you some of the things that are available in the meta side of things. First, we have animals, obviously. Okay, and so you have your different breeds of horses. Horses run on their own actual genetic system, so you have a chance to get performance traits. You have actual realistic genetics for coloration. So depending on what color you breed to what color of horse and what's in their genes, both dominant, hetero, or recessive, will determine what the offspring foal is going to be. So we have that realistic genetics program that involves performance, disease, and coloration. We have competitions for horses and a lot of other fun stuff to do with those. We have buildings, which are, you guessed it, buildings. We have different types of land in FSN in the meta. Everything from residential, where you can construct residential buildings and then rent or sell them. We have factories, we have horse barns, you name it. There's a ton of different buildings. And they all have specific purposes. I won't touch too much on those now. Again, time for another video. We will continue on down the line. The next is consumables. So right now, these are different consumables. Most of these are focused around horses right now, as this was our first release for the consumable market. Things like alfalfa bales, apples, carrots, sugar treats, and things like that. This will also include more things in the future like oil, hydraulic fluid, etc., for repairs to tractors and things for our upcoming mechanic system. The next thing is land. This is for virtual land, not land you can have in game, but land you can own through the website to run your farms, factories, residential areas, etc. So as you can see here in Patna, India, there are 3 acres of industrial land available for $79,521. This has been offered by the local government. So this is generated land that is new to the FSN world. And as you can see, there are lots of different lands available in different areas. Most notably, though, is the fact here, if you read closely on this one, listing 430, in Copenhagen, it's being offered by Miller's Creek Farm. So this means that a player picked up this piece of land and is now selling this piece of land. Okay, so just like the in-game plots can be sold, you can also sell the metagame plots. Player facilities is a feature that's coming soon. We will touch on that later. Same with air vehicles, another feature that's coming soon. You guys are getting some sneak peeks here. Let's go ahead and look at land vehicles. So, once again, there's a whole lot of stuff available. I don't have time to go into it all. I'll just give you a brief scroll and show you some of the meta vehicles that are available. So as you can see, it's a quite extensive list, and it's all about tying into the meta and doing your meta operations. Now below that, let's say you've owned some equipment and you want to sell it. I've just opened the ability to be able to sell your meta semis to other players and open the used market on that. So we'll view that and see if there's anything available. And it looks like there are a few. Somebody's offloading some trucks out of South Africa, it looks like. There's another one here. So yeah, it looks like I would guess, given that these are all the same truck type and same pricing, that somebody's offloading quite a few out of their fleet. They're probably refreshing their fleet or redoing their operation. As you can see, lots available. Here's some other ones that are probably from different companies. Okay, so this is a great way if you do decide you want to try Meta Logistics. Come look in the used area first, see if you can pick up a truck with a few miles on it already, and save some money off the price of a new one. So that is the Meta market in a nutshell, and this will continue to expand to contain all the stuff that you can buy as finished products in the Meta. The next tab is one you will not see unless you become a staff member in FSN, so we're going to skip that one for the sake of this video. The staff area just is all the administrative stuff that we need for the site to handle what we need to handle. Last but not least is your account settings here. You can set a lot of things. So if you're the mayor of a server, you can set what time your server will be synced to. All the servers are on the same day, but you can be up to plus 12 hours from Eastern Time or minus 12 hours from Eastern Time. You simply put in your vote for your server, and as long as you're the mayor, that will go through. And the next time your server is synced by staff, it will be set to that time. You can set your country, your avatar, your company's avatar, your in-game password for your farm. Now, this won't happen in-game when you type it here, but this is so that if you give a contract and keep a password on your farm, which I advise everyone to do, just to keep the trolls away, you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry. This will allow people that take your contracts to be able to see that password. So that's what that is. Your title is where you can select from those titles I talked about earlier on your profile page. Your DLC override, this is so if you have DLC, you can select yes here, and if you don't, you can select no, and that'll allow you to see or not see DLC vehicles and DLC auctions. The company override is if you have more than one company, which is possible in FSN and will be the topic of a later video, or if you run a player business, those will be available here as well. It's a simple drop down to change companies and click update to switch to your other company. Site theme, we do have a regular light theme, which is a white background with black text, and we have the dark theme, which is a dark color with white text. I probably will do some more in time, but those are the two we have now. If you decide you have to take a break for a few weeks, maybe you're going on vacation, going to be out of town, we have a vacation mode that helps put everything on hold for you. It freezes your loans, things like that, and allows you to take that break that you need and come back when you're ready. On this side here, we have your Donator Club membership if you have one, when it's going to be renewed. This is your background setting, so you can choose a background. And as you see, it updates your background, and so it's a way to keep your website fresh and keep getting backgrounds that you enjoy or seasonal ones, however you decide to do it. And then below at the very bottom is the big red button. It is not available to everyone yet, but it's coming soon. FSN is not the easiest place. There will be people who fail, but it's okay. Failure is a step. Okay, it's a step in the learning process. It will happen to some people sometimes. It's not the end of the world, and we don't want you to feel like you have to leave FSN because you failed once. So there is a bankruptcy option that is already available, but we are automating the process. This will allow you to kind of wipe things, start fresh, and rebuild yourself from the ground up, much like you would from a real life bankruptcy. So that is a automated system that is coming. Right now, it is done manually through the support system. And that's all we have for you guys today. I wanted to keep it short and sweet to make sure that you guys got the information you needed without overloading you if I didn't already, which probably happens because I tend to go on some spiels. However, don't worry, there will be future videos coming that outline more features specifically and give you tutorials on how to accomplish certain tasks in FSN and how to handle certain things in FSN. So, thank you for stopping by today. We appreciate you visiting and checking us out. We look forward to having you in the FSN family. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. Do check in the information box. I've included the link to our website and the link to our Discord. We would love to see you, and be sure to tell the onboarding staff that Hans sent you. And let's make it a great day, guys. Take care.